Welcome to Come Talk with Me. I am your host. My name is Tagro, and today I am with my guest, and his name is
My name is Jared Kwasikole.
Jared is a good friend of mine. Today we are going to have a lot of fun. We're just going to talk about perseverance, and I would like you guys to pay attention and listen to Jared's story because his story is very inspiring, and I couldn't think about anyone else today other than Jared to be in my episode of my podcast. So Jared, can you introduce yourself a little bit, like your major, what do you do? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, okay. My name is Jared Kwasigole. I'm from Ivory Coast, as you know. And my major is electrical engineering. I'm a senior this semester, technically. And what else again? I serve a mission, like a LDS mission in Nigeria, Lagos. And that's about it.
I used to live with Jared back home, and I used to tease him a lot. Everyone used to call Jared our spiritual guy, our next prophet.
You're funny.
He knows a lot spiritually about the gospel and things like that. So, Jared, we are going to talk a little bit about some of your experiences before coming to the States. You know, for most people, I would say myself, I never thought about, coming to BYU to study. That's why I was never interested with those pathway and everything. I would say I was very fortunate or blessed to have served a mission. But your story is different. You went through all the steps. You always had the hope. Tell me a little bit about doing pathway and hoping to come in the States.
Wow, there is a lot to say. I will try to make it
Sounds good.
shorter.
We like stories, by the way.
All right, I'll try my best. So everything started when I was serving a mission in Nigeria. I was during that time I was serving as a zone leader, and then I had this that companion Elder Apia that was trying to get to BYU Idaho, and he was talking about that to the mission president for a lot of time, and I was like, I don't know. Do you think that is something I can go for? And he was like, yeah, sure. This BYU Idaho is for everybody. And I was like, okay, that's fine. So when I got home, there was a scholarship that was helping returned missionary soldiers come to the U.S. and to BYU Idaho. And it was a fully funded scholarship that I applied for. And then I got the scholarship. They sent me an email to let me know that I was accepted and everything. But the day I was supposed to meet with I think with the founder or something like that, it didn't show up on Skype.
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
That's okay. I mean, I'm here now. So they didn't show up, and then after one week, they sent me an email saying that, hey, we are sorry because of COVID-19. We won't be able to help you get to BYU Idaho because there is no way you can even travel and everything. So that was the first time, and after that, I didn't really want to do pathway program because I was like, hey, for me, I don't care about pathway. I'm gonna go through BYU Idaho, and So the first time that was the first time, and for the second time, I had a friend here. He was helping me with some scholarship from other friends that he knew, and they were supposed to pay about $2,000 because I was supposed to pay for the international deposit, which was about $4,000, and that scholarship was about to pay the $2,000, and then I was supposed to be the one to pay the other $2,000 and then pay
That's
for
a
the
lot
other
of
thing.
money.
Yeah, so I looked for that money. I looked for that money everywhere, and I couldn't find it.
Before you jumped in, tell us the story. I was able to witness living with you, Jared. I was able to witness the dedication you put towards studying and everything. And I remember living with you. So many people were saying that you are not spending your time wisely because you were doing a lot of homework on pathway.
Mm-hmm.
Some people were saying, why are you always home studying? Can you just go and find a job? I wanted to just ask you, why did you keep doing the pathway things? Did you have hope that something was going to happen in the future, even when nothing was showing up? What made you keep going despite people comments and things like that?
That's a wonderful question, and to be honest, I would say that during that time, honestly, I didn't really know. I felt like that was the only option and the only valid option that was like given to me because I was having a future. I was like seeing in my head that this is what I want to do. And the only thing that will help me to get to that point was just do your homework, do your pathway, and do this, do that. But like after when I made it and I come to the US, I reflected upon that, and I was able to see that the goal is not for you to just listen to what makes sense. It's
Hmm.
to listen to what you believe in.
That's
And
true.
sometimes people do think that faith it's dumb when they don't understand that faith, especially when that faith doesn't relate to them. I
Absolutely.
had a goal, I had a dream, I wanted to come to BYU Idaho, and I was like, sometimes I was even sleeping and I would be like having pictures of BYU Idaho in my phone. Like I would see myself,
Wow.
being like a student in that landscape, and I was just dreaming BYU Idaho. So for me, everything that I could make me close to BYU Idaho, I had to do it. So
No, that's amazing. I don't think I can do that. Don't listen, not listening to people telling me like what you are doing is not working. Just try to do something else. But you did not listen to any. You overcome the frustration and people telling you do that, do that. You overcame everything, and that's just inspiring. Um, I know you had a vision of coming to BYU. I know
mhm.
you were super motivated. But is there any other thing that deep inside were pushing you to be like, it can happen in the future? Anything other than like your motivation and your passion for BYU?
Yeah, aside that, I think during the time I was listening and then reading, not reading because I don't really like reading, but listening a lot about the law of attractions,
Hmm.
like that was talking about whatever you want to accomplish, you can attract that to you. And that was like one of the biggest, motivation ever when I'm thinking about it today, because I was in the situation where I was like, it wasn't just an option. It was like I must do it,
Amen.
and I was just thinking about it, like dreaming about it. I was like, there is no second option, you know.
Sure.
So the frustration, and sometimes from frustration even came from family members,
Absolutely.
that would
Yeah.
tell me that, hey, you are dreaming too big and this and that. But the only thing I want to say is that when you have a goal, just believe that you can do it.
Mhm.
The belief has to be even like it has to be more than even what you believe normally. It has to
Absolutely.
be like just dream that you can be the next astronaut, the next like electrical engineer. Like just believe it, and everything is gonna fall in place into that belief.
For sure. I heard a quote regarding what you just said. I don't remember the name of the author, but he said, if your dream do not scares you, that means they are not big enough.
Yeah.
But that's very inspiring. That's that's just amazing because for me personally, as I said before, I never thought of coming to the state to study. I was like, I don't think I can afford it. I don't think my mom can afford it. But when the opportunity presented
Mhm.
through, amazing people on my mission, I was like, this is definitely something unexpected. This is definitely like an occasion to take. But you did all the prerequisites, you did all the work, you studied and everything. But how do you think faith helped you in this journey to come and realize your dream? How do you think faith helped you? Because that can be discouraging, the first time with COVID, but you kept it up, people
Yeah.
talking. How do you think faith help you just not give up?
Yeah, so faith is the essence of our religion. So I think that spiritually speaking, it was like a big motivation because we had a lot of testimony in the Book of Mormon or in the Bible that were talking about people who had faith when there were like no issues, no like options, and then God made it possible. So I also thought that. That will also happen to me because God is that same God that did it
And that's
yesterday and He will do it
inspiring.
today. And just to continue a little bit with the story, like that fit happened when from nowhere the teacher of like my pathway, one of the religions pathway class I was taking,
Mhm.
just like me. I didn't ask her for anything. She just
I
got
mean, it's
attached
not
to me.
difficult to like Jared.
Come on.
No, that's the
Come on.
truth.
I'm the worst guy, you
Ah,
know
come on,
that.
man. I don't know that.
So yeah, she was really, she reached out, and then we had that bond. She was from the US, and then she helped me with a lot. She paid my international deposit, she paid my flight ticket, she paid
Wow.
like she paid almost everything. And my late dad just helped pay it back like halfway. And I
Mhm.
promised her that like once I graduate, I get a job, I'm gonna reimburse everything that she paid for me. So that's how I made it. And it was so easy. I wasn't even like the visa interview just went smoothly, and everything was so perfect. So yeah. So
No, man, that's very inspiring. I'm very inspired by the things you are just sharing on, how faith in God help you, keep going, and how the Lord place everything in place for you to be able to fulfill your dream. Now that you are doing electronical engineering, I know this is a very good measure, but as you know, it can be challenging to find jobs. Um, how do you feel about that specific field when it comes to just like securing a job, an internship as an international student?
so I feel scared, of course, because that's my dream, and you said it in that quote. Like,
Yeah,
if your dream don't scare you, that means that they're not good dreams. They're not
yeah.
achievable and whatsoever. But like I feel scared. I feel scared a lot, and like thinking about it sometimes is overwhelming.
Hmm.
In terms of like where you're gonna be in the next 2 years, like who are you gonna work for, like how the US is gonna go, like politics and stuff like that. But I feel like the my past experience gave me like a solid testimony, and it's solid. That's like kind of a really wonderful background
Hmm.
on which I can stand to say that, hey, I don't care about how it's gonna look. I'm gonna do it. Talking about an internship, like I was even applying for like a electrician assistant job on campus, like at the
Hmm.
beginning of the semester, and they were like, hey, do you want to do an internship with us? And I was like, yeah, sure.
Wow.
So I'm doing my internship now on campus. It's not much compared to the previous job I was doing, but at least it's just helping me with that requirement for my major.
Hmm.
So I feel like as long as you try your best to show God, to be faithful to God,
Hmm.
and to show how persistent you are in everything you do, God is gonna make the way for you to be able to to have everything work fine for you. So
Yeah, no, that's so true. I don't have anything to add to what you just said. The only thing I will add, and you perfectly said, even myself, when I'm unsure about the future, when I'm unsure about what is going to happen next, I tend to look back to my past experiences and how God was able to just like come and lead the way. And I'm like, if God was able to take care of my need at that time in the past, right now it's nothing. He's will still take care of my need. I don't have to be afraid. But sometimes it can be a little bit scary to be
it
like,
is sometimes,
yeah,
yeah,
what is going to happen
it
in the
is.
future? But God is in charge. And just before we conclude, um, your story is very inspiring. Your story is very amazing. Let's say that someone is having some of the same experiences you experience. They have their hope in something, and to be honest, they don't have like any path to basically fulfill their dream. How can they learn from your experience, like your story?
So I don't want to sound like those professional speakers that just tell you like continue doing things and whatsoever. But I just want to say that you have two things. You have to first of all believe in yourself
Mhm.
and believe in God. And the last thing I can even add is to doubt your doubts before doubting your dreams. This is really important because sometimes when we think about what we want to achieve, fear comes in and
Mhm.
discouragement comes in. I'm not the most talented student in electrical engineering. And by the way, I failed so many classes. But I'm like, I don't know how it's gonna happen. I'm gonna make it work. I doubt my fear because I'm like, oh, what if? I'm like, no, there is no what if. I'm gonna make it. And when you have the right mindset, God will just put thoughts in your mind to help you know the right way to take, and the fact of having that mindset actually pushed me to go and study because that's a path for me to succeed. So always believe in yourself. If you have a dream, it's if God made that dream in your mind is because it's achievable. So don't let anyone, not even yourself, to discourage yourself because you can make it work. And the proof is that I didn't even know that how I will make it to come to be where I know. But today I'm here and I'm friends with everybody. I'm having a job. I'm like just having a car. I'm just living my best life. And I'm really grateful for that. By the way, so this is a living testimony that it's achievable. It's not a myth. It's something that works. Just believe in God, believe in yourself, and just doubt your doubts, doubt your fears, and then make yourself know that in your mind that you have one goal is just to succeed.
That's amazing. I don't have anything else to add to what Jared said. As he perfectly said, just believe in yourself and doubt your doubt. And yeah, that was inspiring. I'm blown away by. Thank you, Jared, for your time
Thank
today.
Thank you too for inviting me.
Anytime, and I hope you guys were able to learn something from Jared's story. It was very inspiring, and yeah, we'll see you next time in another episode. Thank you so much for coming today, Jared.
Yeah, thank you too. Bye.
Bye.